Antonio Luna and Felipe Buencamino did not become enemies because of one simple argument. Their feud grew from a much larger question. Before we talk about the feud between Antonio Luna and Felipe Buencamino, we must first understand who they were. In 1899, the Philippines had a new government called the First Philippine Republic. Emilio Aguinaldo was the president. The government had a group of important officials called the cabinet. These officials helped the president run the country. Pedro Paterno was the head of the cabinet. In simple terms, he was the president's chief assistant in the government. Felipe Buencamino was also a member of the cabinet. He helped handle government affairs and was part of the group led by Paterno. Antonio Luna held a different but very important position. He was the Secretary of War and the commander responsible for organizing the Filipino army. His job was to help direct the war against the United States and build a stronger army. So, the conflict involved Aguinaldo, the president, Paterno, the head of the cabinet, Buencamino, an important cabinet official, Luna, the military commander. What direction should the young Philippine Republic take during its war against the United States? In 1899, Filipino forces were fighting a powerful American army. General Antonio Luna believed the country could survive only if it had a united government. For Luna, the war had to continue. He believed that accepting American control would weaken the struggle for complete independence. Felipe Buencamino held a different position. He was more open to discussing peace and autonomy with the Americans. Autonomy meant allowing the Philippines to manage some of its own affairs while remaining under American authority. To Buencamino and his allies, negotiation might offer a way to protect Filipino interests during a difficult war. To Luna, such a policy risked surrendering the country's independence before it had truly been won. This placed the two men on opposite sides of one of the most serious debates. Should the Philippines continue fighting, or should it negotiate? The dispute becomes personal. Their political disagreement eventually became a personal conflict during a heated government meeting. Luna accused Buencamino and other cabinet members of being too willing to compromise with the Americans. He believed their position weakened the soldiers who were still fighting on the battlefield. Accounts differ about exactly what happened next. Some later writers said that Luna slapped Buencamino. Another account from Aguinaldo said that Luna moved to attack him or threw a chair, but the alleged slap did not actually happen. Because the witnesses and later accounts disagree, the exact details cannot be stated with complete certainty. What is clear is that the confrontation damaged their relationship. Buencamino was no longer simply a politician who disagreed with Luna. To Luna, he represented a political group that might weaken the war effort from inside the government. The conflict also involved questions of military responsibility. Luna had made controversial decisions during the fighting, including the movement of troops without the approval of President Aguinaldo. His critics connected these decisions to military setbacks. Luna, however, believed that stronger action and a more unified command were necessary to defeat the Americans. The Joaquín Buencamino controversy. The feud became even more painful because it involved Felipe Buencamino's son, Joaquín Buencamino. Joaquín was a military officer who held the rank of major. Some accounts say that Luna summoned or confronted him, after criticizing his conduct and accusing him of cowardice. Joaquín later died during the war. This led to conflicting stories. Some accounts connected his death to Luna's accusations and suggested that he may have been killed under suspicious circumstances. However, another contemporary report in La Independencia stated that Joaquín died in combat. Because the evidence is incomplete and the accounts do not agree, it is not historically safe to say that Luna ordered Joaquín's death. The most careful conclusion is that Joaquín's death increased the bitterness between Luna and the Buencamino family. Felipe Buencamino believed Luna had unfairly attacked his son's reputation. Luna believed military officers had to be held accountable during wartime. A political struggle. The conflict became more serious when Luna sought changes in the government. He wanted the Paterno Buencamino group removed and favored a cabinet that would give stronger support to the war. Apolinario Mabini later wrote that Luna hoped to lead a new cabinet while retaining control of the War Department. This made Luna appear not only as a military commander, but also as a political threat to the existing government. To Luna, the Paterno Buencamino group was too willing to compromise. To Buencamino, Luna was a dangerous commander using military authority for pressure. Both sides had serious concerns, but the lack of trust between them turned political disagreement into personal hostility. The larger context. The feud was not simply a story of one general against one opponent. It reflected a deeper struggle over the nation's future. Whether the war should continue or move toward negotiation, whether the government should follow a stronger military policy, how much authority a military commander should have over civilian officials, whether the army and government should become more centralized, whether political loyalty or national unity would guide the new republic. Luna believed that a divided government and a divided army could not defeat the Americans. Buencamino and his allies believed that Luna's methods were becoming too forceful and dangerous. The tragedy of their feud is that both men were dealing with a real national crisis, but they no longer trusted each other's motives. The available evidence does not justify calling Buencamino a traitor, nor does it justify portraying Luna as a flawless hero. Luna had a powerful vision, but his harsh methods created enemies. Buencamino defended a flexible approach, but his willingness to negotiate made him suspect. The feud began as a disagreement about war and negotiation. It became personal because national policy mixed with accusations and family grief. That is the context needed to understand how their feud began. What do you think? Was Luna's strict approach necessary during wartime? Or did his methods create enemies he could not control?